Welcome back. If this is the first time you are checking out one of my study abroad videos, this is all about my study abroad experience to London in the spring semester of 2017. So you are going to be hearing quite a lot of references back to London. So I have had a request to do this video. This video is going to be all about my homestay in London. Technically, I had a comment about this, but there's too much information about my homestay to put into a comment. Also, I have a feeling a lot of other people would like to know all about my homestay. So the first thing I'm going to do is give you a little bit of background to give you a little bit of insight about my homestay, and then I'm going to break it down into each of the rooms so I can tell you about the access that we had in those rooms and what we could all do and see and all that kind of stuff. And also, I'm not going to be putting any pictures or videos of my host family's house into this video because I don't want to exploit them. Like, I'm not a person like that who exploits people like that, so I'm sorry you're not going to be seeing the inside of my host family's house, but I hope this video gives you a great insight about homestays and what they all entail. Alright, so the first thing you should know is that my host family was in North London, and we were in Zone 2. So we were still really close to central London, so it didn't take too long to get into the heart of London, but we were also still out of the way so that we were in the residential area of London. And my host family consisted of a host mom and a dad. They do have kids, but their kids are all grown up and they were moved out of the house by this point. My host mom had a job and my host dad was retired, but they both were pretty much out of the house, so we really didn't see them too often. My host parents also have hosted plenty of other exchange students over the past couple of years, so they are very experienced with that. So I was kind of glad about that because going into a host family who doesn't really know much about hosting is kind of always a rocky start. So it was nice that we had a host family who knew what they were doing. My roommate was Morgan. I had actually requested Morgan to be my roommate, and Morgan is the only other person from my school who went on this program, and we were the only two students from Wisconsin who went onto this program. And it was nice to have Morgan as my roommate because we both could talk about Wisconsin and all kinds of things like that and kind of relate back to home. And we had met each other before. We had met each other at our orientation, our school's orientation, so we kind of knew each other before the trip actually happened, so it was really, really nice to be rooming with somebody who I was familiar with. If you've seen some of my vlogs of London, you will know that I roomed with Morgan and we were actually in the same room. And it was our host mom's decision to put us in the same room. And our host parents did give us each a set of keys for the house, so we could pretty much leave and come back whenever we wanted to. So if we had to leave early in the morning to go on a trip or something, we could do that. If we had to come back inside the house after a night out, or if we were coming home late from one of our trips, we had a set of keys to get inside the house. And one more thing about this house is that they had 3 floors to this house. The kitchen and the living room was on the first floor. My host parents' bedroom and their bathroom was on the second floor, and Morgan and my bedroom was on the 3rd floor, and our bathroom was also on the 3rd floor. Alright, now we're going to go to each of the rooms, and the first room I'm going to go to is the kitchen. So basically, we could use any of the appliances or the cookware that we needed. So if we needed to use the oven, the microwave, the stove, we could definitely use those. We could also use pots, pans, cookware, any of those that we needed to use. My host mom cleared out spaces in the fridge, the freezer, and the cupboard for both of us, so we were able to have spots for our food. As for all of the meals, so the program actually said that our host families would be providing us with breakfast, and they gave us a very specific list of what the host families would be providing us, which was like tea, coffee, cereal, and toast, and like that was it. It was super specific. I was like, really? Okay. And I am a huge breakfast eater, so I will literally eat like waffles, pancakes, French toast, you name it. And so, you know, I was kind of a little sad that the program said that the host families would not be providing us with those. So basically, Morgan and I were doing our own grocery shopping for breakfast food. And so, you know, I felt kind of bad for my host mom because she did buy us some cereal because the program said that they would be providing us with breakfast. I'm just a really picky eater, so there's like specific things that I won't eat. So basically, Morgan and I were shopping for our own breakfast food, and so by around like halfway through the trip, a little more than halfway through the trip, my host mom realized what we were doing, and she actually gave us £50 in reimbursement for that, since they were the ones who were supposed to be providing us with breakfast, but Morgan and I were buying our own breakfast food. So that was really nice of my host mom. She didn't have to do that for us. As for the other meals, we were on our own for lunch, dinner, and snacks. So pretty much Morgan and I had a set schedule of going to the grocery store once a week to go shopping. So because, you know, we didn't want to buy way too much food, but, you know, obviously we're not just gonna buy a little bit of food to last us like 2 days. You know, so it was kind of a balance there, so we pretty much kind of went every week to go grocery shopping. My host mom actually took us grocery shopping about 3 times throughout the trip. One right away at the beginning to kind of get us situated and stuff, because obviously we just got there. We need food and we didn't know where to go, so my host mom was kind enough to take us grocery shopping for the first time, and then we also went like 2 other times throughout the duration of the trip. And of course, when my host mom took us grocery shopping, Morgan and I were expected to be paying for ourselves, so obviously our host mom didn't pay for us for that, but she was kind enough to take us grocery shopping. Alright, kind of going back into the kitchen now. So as for dinners, we never really had dinners with the family just because everybody had very different schedules. And, you know, my host parents sometimes had stuff in the evening to do, so they were pretty much out all evening. Morgan and I also had events that the program had set up for us, so we weren't really there sometimes in the evening. And every Wednesday I had class until 6, and I didn't get home till 7. So, I mean, you know, usually on Wednesdays I was kind of by myself anyway, so pretty much for the whole trip we never really had dinners with the family, which was totally okay. I mean, it's not like that big of a deal if we don't have sit-down dinners together. We did have a sit-down dinner the first night that we came and the last night that we were there. So it was a really nice way to get to know our host family right away at the beginning, and then a nice dinner to say goodbye to our host family. Right away at the beginning, our host mom had expected us to put our dishes straight in the dishwasher. So she told us as soon as we are done with our dirty dishes, they go straight into the dishwasher. But then halfway through the trip, our host mom told us that if the dishwasher needed to be ran, you could put in the soap and run the dishwasher. If all the dishes in the dishwasher were clean, unload them and put them back to where they needed to go. So our host parents actually did kind of expect us to do some of the chores, some of the household chores, since we were living there for a couple of months. Alright, so the next room we're going to go to is the living room. Now, my host parents never really set any rules about the living room, and honestly, Morgan and I never really went into the living room that often. Of course, it had usually what all living rooms have: a couch, a TV, fireplace, things like that. But Morgan and I both had our laptops that we were watching stuff on, so we never really had a use for the TV, although it kind of would have been nice to watch their TV to see some actual British TV shows. It was kind of awkward though, because my host mom always watched a lot of programs on TV, so she was pretty much in the living room a lot. I kind of felt awkward going into the living room when my host mom was in there, and Morgan and I were comfortable upstairs, so we didn't really need to use the living room for the couch or anything. So that's pretty much it of the living room. Not really much I can explain about that if we didn't really use it that often. And so next we are going to go to the bedroom. And now, like I said before, Morgan and I shared a room together. In our bedroom there were 2 beds on opposite sides of the wall. We also had 1 dresser with 6 drawers. We had a wardrobe closet. We had a nightstand, a desk, lots of shelves, so we had plenty of shelving to put our stuff on. It wasn't like super big, but it wasn't super small. Morgan and I were pretty comfortable in it. That's pretty much it about the bedroom. Not really much else I can explain about that. So now we're going to go to the bathroom, and Morgan and I did have our own bathroom, and the bathroom pretty much had usually what all bathrooms have. So we had a shower, a toilet, a sink, mirror, cabinet, you know, and we just had a shower. It wasn't a bathtub at all, just a shower. There was a bucket in the bathroom for us with cleaning supplies in there, so we were expected to keep it clean. So we did use the cleaning supplies a couple of times to keep it clean and everything. And by the way, we were expected to take short showers too. Their water heaters aren't as big as the ones in the United States, so you can't take really long showers, otherwise the hot water is going to go out, and they need hot water for other stuff too. So, you know, so we were expected to take short showers, which wasn't a problem at all. Towels were also provided for us as well. Morgan and I did bring our own from home, but it was nice to have extra towels there in case ours were in the wash or they were still drying or something like that. Alright, and I think that's it for all the rooms of the house, but there are a couple of other things that I would like to explain to you. And so the first one would be Wi-Fi, the big question that everybody always asks. And yes, they had Wi-Fi, and they did give us the password for it, so we could use it if we needed to, which obviously was kind of all the time because we needed the internet for school. So yeah, but the only problem is that their Wi-Fi was not that strong, and our bedroom was on the 3rd floor, so it wasn't that strong in our bedroom. And then the last thing, so for laundry, the program set these rules down, but our host mom also set these rules down as well. And we could do 1 load of laundry a week using their detergent. If we wanted to do more than 1 load a week, we could, but we had to buy our own detergent, which wasn't really a problem at all. I really only do 1 load of laundry a week. I didn't have that many clothes to do 2 loads, 2 loads a week or anything, and their washing machines are a lot smaller than the ones in America, so I didn't have that much stuff anyway, so all of my clothes surprisingly fit into the washer. I don't know if they do have dryers in the UK, but I know my host family didn't, so we were expected to air dry our clothes. Our host mom gave us some air drying racks to put our clothes on when they were done in the wash so we could dry them, so we use those quite a lot. And even though we could only do 1 load of laundry a week, I personally like washing my clothes in the sink as well. I would rewear clothes a lot of the time, so I did buy my own detergent so I could wash them in the sink. So don't be afraid to wash some of your clothes in the sink. It actually is pretty useful. And I think that is about it. So I think I pretty much covered every room that needed to be covered. If there is something I missed, or if you want me to talk about something more in detail, please comment below and I can answer them for you. And if you have your own homestay experiences or just want to share something with me, go ahead and comment those down below as well. I would love to read about your homestay experiences as well. Alright, so that's it for this video, and that's a wrap.